Am I going to be okay to do an intro by voice the way it is, though? That's the question, because I'm pretty sure it's my turn for the intro.
I can do it. Well, you're going to have to talk most of this episode, so...
Yeah, exactly. So I may as well start as I mean to go on, right? Yeah, this is going to be... Why did I have to get ill at the con week again? Why is that where we're at? My mum is genuinely convinced we have COVID, but...
Yeah, we didn't your test and you got negative.
If we've got COVID, then there's going to be Novid, you know what I mean? So...
Whoa. That was bars.
Rhymes.
Oh my, Troy, we're going to write an album, mate.
We should do. Who's
there?
Is this going to be our intro now?
I don't know. Roll it.
This is difficult. We had another good intro option. We were talking about your Shrek rave earlier, mate. You know, I'm torn. If this is the intro now, saying that is going to sound very baffling for everybody else.
No one's going to know what a Shrek rave is, but your boy Crisp is DJing it, so get excited.
Well, maybe we should ask you about that when we roll the main episode. So roll the intro, baby.
Okay, roll it.
Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, the show where two YouTubers get together and talk about Doctor Who, no matter how raspy their throats sound. I'm your host, Troy, also known as Renalch Live, and with me today is my Australian co-host, who's already getting pretty close to his bedtime. He's getting pretty close to his bedtime. It's Crispy Pro. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I don't know what happened there, but on my end, you were silent for like 10 seconds, and then I heard,
"Oh,
I'm
really?"
Good. I snored. Just like... you snored. Oh, right, good. I honestly thought your internet went, and I was like, that's not a good start to the recording, mate. That's not a good start.
No.
Yeah, you're okay. Right. You feeling sleepy? What time is it for you? It's 20 to 11.
It's 10th, yeah. I just came back from a trivia night, Troy.
Oh, what trivia night was it?
It was just general knowledge. It was pretty fun, though. Pretty fun. It was like they had a lot of multimedia, so it felt like a Jackbox game. You ever play the Jackbox game?
Oh, I have. Yeah, Jackbox is so much fun. So much fun.
It was like that. But yeah, we came third. So it was pretty good.
Third out of how many?
First place, how many were there? I don't know, maybe 20-ish?
Ooh.
So it was pretty good. Pretty good.
That's very good.
We were tied third, though. We were tied with 3 other teams, so... Regardless.
Okay, well, you could have left that bit out, but yeah, fair enough.
Sorry. I needed to give you all the details. But anyway, today's not about me, Troy. It's not about me at all.
It's not about me either, you know. I just realised it is. I was going to make a joke about the Pale Waves thing and then realised, wait, no, it is about my trip to Comic-Con, so it kind of is about me.
This entire episode is dedicated to you, my friend.
Did you know I met Heather, Crispy, by the way? Did you hear about that?
I heard it on the stream last week. I heard it in the rewatch episode.
Everyone heard it in the episode that took us 58 minutes to get to the point of our conversation.
Correct.
I love that because I thought it was bad enough in the live stream. Like on the live stream it was 1 hour and 17 minutes, I think it was, but then the actual edit was 58 minutes it took us to get to Series 6. 58 minutes. It was definitely a nice chat we had last time, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We had a nice catch up. We had a nice vibe, and it was good fun. It was very good fun, you know? So we're going to have a little bit of a catch up on some news, a little bit of a brief talk, and then we're going to get right into my story of meeting Christopher Eccleston, baby, because Wales Comic Con happened this weekend, again.
I can't believe it.
Like, you know, we had Telford in April where I met David Tennant, and now we've got Telford again in December with my throat going. It's like a car revving up with Christopher Eccleston. You were ready to count that. I love that you had the fingers counting ready to go. Met far more people than that, Christopher Eccleston. Shall I do some name dropping? Shall I list the Doctor Who people I met?
Drop some names. I've only met Alex Kingston this year, so you need
Myles,
to drop them names. Oh my god.
Sophie Aldred, and they said Sophia. Got caught on a name. Don't know why. Janet Fielding. And Gemma Redgrave.
Mate.
Very, very, very... And Peter Davison. as well. I was trying to think of new names, but haven't met Peter again.
Davison?
Again, yeah. Again, my friend. Again.
Troy!
I know.
What's up with that?
Yeah, I also met Bruno from Miss Marvel, Matt Lintz. So if you've seen Miss Marvel, he's very cool.
Oh, really?
He's a very chill, down-to-earth guy. It was very nice to meet him. And
I asked him to come on the podcast?
Maybe not this one. He's not in Doctor Who.
Oh.
Maybe I should get him on mine, you know? Maybe we should get him on mine. That would be cool.
That'd be very cool.
And I also met Troy Baker, the voice actor, who, you know, literally said to him, my name was Troy. And he was like, yo, we're a dying breed. And I was like, yes, we are. And he signed, he got a signature from him. I didn't get a photo, got a signature, and he put Troy, great name, and signed it. And I was like,
that's nice.
Very nice.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done.
Oh, and I keep forgetting, sorry, I met David Morrissey as well.
What?
I didn't get a picture with him. That's why I keep forgetting. I'm basing it off the pictures I got. But there are autographs as well, so we'll get there.
Oh, you want an
we'll get
autograph
there.
as well? Oh my gosh. I was like, I don't remember hearing anything about you wanting to get a photo with him. But damn.
Yeah, that's because I couldn't afford it. But for context, I got paid today. Yesterday, my bank balance, I think I went to sleep, my bank balance being £4. Pretty sure. Comic-Con literally demolished my bank balance, and there are things I wanted to get that I couldn't afford. Like, I would have loved a photo with David Morrissey. I wanted to meet Gareth David Lloyd, Yanto, from Torchwood.
Oh, yeah.
I went to him and had a conversation with him, we'll get there, but I didn't buy anything off of him. I didn't get any photos or autographs. I just was like, I want to have a chat.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard when, like, you guys get cons where you have the entire freaking cast there.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad.
I'd very much be the same. I'd be dropping dough for days and then looking at the bank account being like, oh, I've made some mistakes here. But they're not mistakes, they're memories for life, so who cares?
Your bank balance would take well, it wouldn't take a walloping, it'd take a wallaby.
A little Aussie reference there.
That was awful. That was awful.
No, I'm paying it.
Look, should we get into the news, Crispy? Should we talk about the news very briefly?
Please, we should talk about
We've got
the
two
news.
big things in news, one of which Crispy has not heard yet, and I'm very excited to spill the details.
I feel
very exciting.
feel like it's dropped recently. How recently has
literally
that
within the
news
last,
dropped?
30 minutes, an hour.
Yeah, I've been triviaing.
So we got news, Comic-Con stories,
Troy.
and I attended a talk for Christopher Eccleston as well, where I have some answers. I did record some bits of the talk. I'm going to be sharing them with the podcast and with you. It's very cool. You're gonna say something then. Sorry, I had to share about the talk.
Oh, no. I was just saying, one of the trivia questions tonight was, what year did the iPad come out? I was wondering if you knew.
2006.
No. 2010.
It's just a guess. I had no idea. That was probably around when the first iPhone came out, to be fair.
We got it wrong too.
I think that was 2007, the first iPhone. I've heard that trivia question before. Sorry, I'll just look it up on my second monitor.
Oh yeah, Troy got a second monitor, everyone. He's very excited about it.
I honestly, I actually feels like I'm not in the dark ages anymore. It's great. It's so good. It was 2007. It was when the first iPhone came out, 2007.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Very cool. But that's why the camera angle has changed ever so slightly again. I realised my monitors were far too low on my desk and I was hurting my neck. So when I was trying to align them, because I've tried to align both monitors to be perfectly aligned, realised they were too low, lifted them up and went, right, let's move the camera so the camera is higher and pointing downwards. The original angle, I showed it to Crispy and he was like, can't see you, mate. You're a speck on the screen.
It was so small.
I've zoomed in a little bit. So on 4K on YouTube, my camera may not look as good now, so please do let me know if it doesn't look as good, and next episode I'll just put it back to the way the camera should be, and I'll be a bit more smaller, so just let me know, basically. But Crispy, take us through some news, baby. Take us through the news that you know about, and then I'm going to jump you with some very, very exciting news after that. So what do you know, Crispy?
What do I know? That's the question
what do you know?
on everyone's lips.
Not much.
Crispy doesn't know much.
No.
But what I do know is that, as rumoured, Doctor Who Series 14 has officially started production. And alongside that, they had a cute little video of a clapperboard in front of the TARDIS with a new interior, perhaps. I don't know. We couldn't see much. And then they also released a little picture with the clapper in front of the TARDIS. But hey, finally, Shooty's filming properly. It's very exciting. Exactly. And Millie Gibson's fully moved in to Cardiff now. So that's very exciting. She moved into Cardiff
this week, and she's filming with them. They started filming on Monday. Very, very exciting stuff.
Very exciting stuff. So yeah, that's all I know. That's all I know.
Well, so let me lead into the main article. We have got polls to talk about, by the way, but I'm too excited for you to hear this first, Chris. I'm too excited for you to hear this. Are you ready for the title? The title alone is going to get you. Are you ready for this? This is per TV Zone.
Okay, here we go.
I'm not just coughing for dramatic effect, I'm coughing because I need to. Yeah, by the way, I didn't realise I didn't emphasise this. I've definitely picked up some kind of cold or maybe COVID.
Oh yeah, Troy's sick as guys.
Yeah, it was funny because I said to you when I did the Comic-Con episode meeting David Tennant, I was like, hopefully I don't get COVID, and then literally got COVID. So maybe history will repeat itself again. I don't know. But literally, Saturday was so cold, it was 2 degrees Celsius outside, and I had to go outside to go and withdraw money. They only take cash at the convention. So I had to withdraw.
Wait, what?
I had to withdraw an amount of money that I'm not proud of. To be fair, it was to cover quite a few things for me and my mum, so, But I had to run through Telford, carrying a lot of money, which already was a bit awkward. You haven't seen How I Met Your Mother. I remember there was an episode of How I Met Your Mother to anyone who's seen that.
I've seen all of How I Met Your Mother.
You've seen all of it? I thought you hadn't seen it all. Do you remember the episode where Marshall's carrying all the betting money? He's just walking down the street with some money in my pocket. I was like that. I could barely fit it in my wallet, and I was like, oh, God.
Oh, dear.
Comic-Cons are expensive, man. It's not good. I did budget for it, but still, man. Oof, still. But wearing Jodie's outfit, because I was wearing 2 cosplays, I'll show you the picture shortly. Jodie's coat is notorious for not buttoning up. So I was very cold walking through Telford, and I woke up on the Sunday morning in the hotel and realised I had no voice. It came back for the Comic-Con itself the second day, thankfully, but it's been coming and going since. My mum is convinced we've got COVID. We both don't feel well. We've both got a few symptoms of COVID, but we've tested negative so far. Maybe we got a cold and then we'll get COVID afterwards. Maybe we'll get the double whammy. Who knows? You know, maybe it'll be a two-parter.
Yeah.
The stolen throat and COVID's end. I don't know. I was trying to make it into...
Oh my gosh.
The throat opens and the big COVID.
Photoshop
I don't
of
know. I'm trying to make it into like some two-parter titles.
Nice.
Dark throat, death in lungs. Capaldi.
The almost COVID.
I like that. the rebel cough and the almost COVID. That's the best one. That's the best one. Okay, right. So anyway, back to focus. We don't want to spend an hour talking about news this time. Let's get into the con story.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the new news article from TV Zone is titled Doctor Who Annual Series, Christmas Specials, and Series 14 Length Revealed. Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies has revealed new details on Series 14 and hinted at his plans for the future of the long-running BBC sci-fi series.
Stop.
I am.
Troy.
I'm stopping. You need time to process this.
Is this official? This is official.
This is as per the Doctor Who magazine that is coming out tomorrow, but as per usual, has leaked a day early. There's a cover as well, which I can put on screen. I've already seen it. It's glorious. Have you seen the render of the Daleks in the cover?
I haven't seen anything, Troy.
Oh, you haven't even seen the magazine cover? Right, let me get this up for you real quick.
Troy, I've been triviaing.
Yeah, but this was last night when the magazine cover was teased.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I've had a very crazy
This is
24
delicious.
hours.
Look at this magazine cover. It's so cool having it up on one screen and sending it to you on the other. I'm loving this having two monitors.
Ooh.
How good is that Dalek render?
That's a really good render.
Beautiful. And it comes with a giant double-sided David Tennant poster. You know, what's not to love? What's not to love? But let's read out the article. Doctor Who returns with 3 special episodes in November 2023. Oh, this is the stuff we already know. I'm not reading through that. My voice can't handle it. Showrunner Russell T Davies has today confirmed Series 14, the first series with Ncuti Gatwa as a title role, will be 8 episodes long.
Okay.
And he has said, and I quote, "Okay, that's fewer episodes than the last full season, but give us time. We have plans, and that's a promise," he's told Doctor Who magazine. Accompanying the 8-episode series every year will be an annual, quote, Christmas special. Now, this is in quotations. I'm going to cough again, sorry.
I just sneezed too. It's quite the...
This is great. This is great. I'm sorry for the audio listeners. I don't feel great, so because of that, I might not edit this too much, so you might get the odd noise, and I'm probably not going to bother changing it too much. Sorry. But someone was on Twitter, I can't remember their name, I literally pulled a screenshot, very, very sorry, but they made it clear to share a quote from the magazine that TV Zone didn't, which says that Russell T Davies, and I quote, has said, "When I say Christmas, that's my generic term for festive / end of year / holiday or New Year. You'll have to wait and see." So he's not outright confirming it will air on Christmas Day. He's still being a bit vague about that. So that's interesting. Maybe he'll do 2.
That is
we don't know.
interesting.
Maybe do Christmas and New Year.
If he does that, that's a power play. If he's doing an end of time every year.
But bear in mind, for when he says Christmas, he doesn't necessarily mean Christmas Day. But he said, he's revealed in the magazine, quote, "For the first time ever, I'm writing a Christmas special at Christmas. And this isn't for next year, no. The 2023 script has long since been signed off. The new one is for end of year 2024. So as we assumed, the Christmas special next year is already done. It's already done. Festive special's done. He's writing for the next one now, which suggests that he's probably... Actually, and why am I saying this? Of course he's finished writing Series 14. He must have done it for filming it. So, and we did say a few weeks ago he was already talking about themes for Series 15. So, like, man's jumping ahead. And he's ready for
which is awesome.
Ready for another cool little tidbit. Ready for this?
Okay.
There's 2 more tidbits. Davies has also addressed the extended gap of 13 months between The Power of the Doctor and the first airing of the 60th anniversary specials, and said, "It takes a while to get the Empire in shape." The Empire? But that's a serious plan. Annual Doctor Who, no gap years, lots of content, on and on. Chibnall, I love you. You did some great Doctor Who, despite what everyone says. But good grief, were there too much time between your episodes? There was too much time. Russell is making good on it, Crispy.
Russell has read the community. He's like, okay, what do people want?
This might be the first year, first Doctor, the 15th Doctor might be the first Doctor since the 11th to go having Doctor Who every year without any gaps.
Oh my goodness.
Because remember,
what
Capaldi,
a good point.
He had a year, 2015 for Series 9, 2017 for Series 10, you know? She might be the first Doctor since Matt Smith left in 2013. To get new content every year beyond Christmas
I think that's going to be great, and I think with the global reach of the show, that is like it's going to happen. I love that we're like on the forefront of it, like we know what's about to happen.
Exactly,
and I think it's a brilliant thing because I feel like the first series is going to be so heavily pushed. It's going to be a gamble, but if it pays off, then the next series needs to be around the corner so people don't lose their attention spans.
Exactly.
Which I'm excited about. I'm absolutely excited about.
That's huge.
I agree. Troy, that's massive. Thank you.
But what else have I sent you? There's a bit more.
There's a beautiful picture of Mr. Gatwa.
There is indeed. Doctor Who fans gained their first glimpse of Ncuti Gatwa at the end of the trailer for the 2023 60th anniversary specials. Russell has revealed, though, that the cloudy background used for this shot was a one-off. He has said, quote, "You will never see that again because the actual location would give away too much."
Stop. That is... Oh my God.
So him saying, "Someone tell me what the hell is going on here," there's no cloudy background. He's somewhere else.
Cover-up.
Something else is happening. It's a cover-up.
Oh my goodness. Wait, do you think he's on a green screen?
Like a Marvel trailer where they
actually...
Photoshop characters out. Yeah, like, who knows?
Yeah. I want to analyze.
I want to green screen.
That.
I'm going to slap it over the start of the David's episode and go, "Someone tell me what the hell is going on here." It's like a YouTube video. It's like a YouTube video.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, I forgot. There's one more bit.
Troy, I can't take much more, mate.
Fans have been eagerly awaiting the reveal of Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor's costume reveal. And the new issue of Doctor Who magazine can reveal that both Ncuti and new companion TV Zone. Her name's Millie, not Molly Gibson. Oh, good grief.
It's TV Molly Gibson.
They're not great with their spelling sometimes, I've got to be honest with you. No. Anyway, the new issue of Doctor Who magazine reveals that both Ncuti and new companion Millie Gibson have met with the show's costume designer on Monday the 31st of October for their first fittings.
Far out. Millie must have been
fitting their
for
costumes for over a month, which means they've probably settled into filming now. It might, unless because the thing is, Ncuti's becoming the Doctor during that festive special, right?
Yeah,
we don't know for sure how much David and how much
be in David Tennant's.
Yeah, so you would hope he'd probably have his costume by the end of the festive special, right? But if not,
you'd think
it can't be far into series 14 before he's got that, surely.
No.
So they must have be close to settling on it, if not already settled. You know, and I did see somewhere else there was a quote. I'm not sure it was on the same bit. Somewhere I saw, I think Russell said, about them filming on set, saying, "I wonder if some of the set locations will be revealed by the time you read these words." So he's expecting us to see more from filming soon.
More public filming. Oh,
Doctor Who set reports, yeah.
What a time to be a Doctor Who fan. I feel like we say it every week.
Honestly,
but there's some pretty wild stuff.
Yeah, genuinely, I am stunned that we haven't had a costume reveal in this magazine, if that's the case. I really expected that. But the front cover is just Daleks. It's about the 14th Doctor comic. Which is weird that it's like the 14th Doctor's adventures continue and we haven't even seen a full episode with him yet. And it's like, here's his comic with some Daleks. He's fighting some Daleks. I don't understand. Daleks. It's weird because they've said apparently it's like the first few hours of the 14th Doctor's, like, in inverted commas, life are doing via the comics. So,
yes. Have you read it?
I've read the first one and it's fine. It's fine. It's not.
It's a comic.
It's not even that. There's comics I've read that are good. I don't feel like it's adding much. It's like I would have much rather it just been the first reaction, him just regenerating and going straight into it for the next episode. Unless the comic picks up, which obviously first issue it might get further. I worry that them pushing this is going to kind of ruin it a little bit because I want them to have like kind of hit the ground running with the 60th, and I worry if they put too much time between it with Daleks and stuff, it's going to be weird.
Oh, who knows? They're probably just using this as an excuse as to why the TARDIS looks different by the 60th. Probably. But anyway, that's awesome. Well done.
So, very quickly, let's just look at our poll from last week. We asked, do you think Stephen Moffat had planned for River Song to be Amy's daughter from the beginning, i.e. when writing Silence in the Library? The options were, he planned it from the start, from Silence in the Library, from Series 5, or from Series 6. And again, on YouTube with some very good pictures of Moffat to kind of show the varying levels of planning and disdain.
It's very good.
YouTube had 341 votes, and Spotify had 27. And for the first time, or one of the first times, the percentages are almost perfectly aligned. Okay, so I'm going to read them both out together. 14% on YouTube, 15% on Anchor, for Silence in the Library, planned from the start.
Okay.
27/26% for planning it from Series 6 onwards. And the majority at 59/60% are saying that he planned River Song to be Amy's daughter whilst producing Series 5. That was the point where he set that in motion.
Okay.
Which is what you thought as well. I think he had one big idea. I think he had one big idea and he was cooking it. That's why he brought her in and knew ahead of time.
Far too early.
I don't know.
I've met him off that point. I've met him. And that's one of the first things he said to me. I said, hello, I'm Crispy, and he said, I plan River Song from Series 5 being Amy's daughter. That was his first words to me. Did you just turn your camera off?
I did. I've had enough now. I'm sick of you showing off that you've met people.
Well, you are sick, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm just gonna... You know?
Sorry, I didn't mean to mock you. Sorry, that was very rude. You're a sick boy.
It's Doctor Who, not Mock the Week, bro. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm not going to bring that up.
Well, you just did by mocking me. I am the weak, and you just mocked me.
Wow. Troy, I like how your brain works. You find connections that I would never be able to see.
I am the Weekend, or I'm going to see the Weekend next year. Remember we got tickets for that? That was very exciting.
Tickets for that.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
I literally delayed the live episode because of that. You know, it was very, very funny. Very funny. I'm a very funny guy. Do you know what I'm worried about, Crispy? My throat is really just, it's starting to die. It's starting to die, and I've got to talk about the whole con.
Get some water.
I'm going to have to. Just give me a minute. Crispy, carry for a sec. Let me just have a bit of a drink. I'm going to have some water, just some straight water. Carry.
Okay. Let me think of some other trivia questions they asked tonight. Who is older, Vince Vaughn or Owen Wilson?
Vince Vaughn. I don't know who that is, but he sounds old.
You don't know Vince Vaughn?
Vince Vaughn. Oh no, Vince Vaughn. I thought you said Vince Vaughn, and I was like, who is Vince Vaughn? I'm still going to go with Vince Vaughn.
No, Owen Wilson's older.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, wow. He's got to say wow in Loki season 2, right? Surely. We've got to get a wow. We have to. We'll take some paracetamol. That's how ill I am.
Oh my gosh. Is this in the episode?
If you want it to be in the episode, it's in the episode. It saves me cutting it out, so I'm down with it.
Yeah, no, we'll leave it. This is the people deserve the raw, unedited footage of Troy.
They really do, especially while I'm feeling like this. Sam.
Yeah. Tell me about your
Wales Comic Con
trip,
2022. Wales Comic Con.
I'm dying to hear about it.
I can't say 2022 because there's literally been 3 Wales Comic Cons. There's been 2 in Telford and 1 in Wrexham. I didn't go to the Wrexham one, but
oh my gosh,
yeah, it's been a time. It's been an experience. Sam, to emphasise how much I had to budget this Comic Con, I wanted to meet Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker again, or get some photos with them with their companions. That would have been so good. You know, I would have loved that, but I literally couldn't afford it. So I didn't even meet Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker. Although I did see Sylvester McCoy when I was getting my photos with Sophie Aldred. He was just like chilling in the chair next to her because he was like waiting for the duo photos, and he got there early. So he was just sat there on his phone, just having a little bit of a mess around, waiting for the photos to write. He's so funny, Sylvester.
That would have been surreal.
Yeah, I just literally looked to my right and I was like, the doctor's just sat there. Fair enough. All right. It was just sat near me. It was wild. It was wild. So, when the con was first announced, one of the lead guests they were pushing was Christopher Eccleston, which immediately was enough for me to go, right, go into this. Problem solved. I'm going to go to Telford again. We're going to go to Telford again, you know? Be a great time. And it'd be a great podcast title, you know? We paid for all that just for the podcast episode, so you all better be watching this. Okay, you'll better be watching this. And listen right the way through. And rating 5 stars. And leaving reviews. And liking and commenting. And subscribing. And donating millions of pounds. Troy. You know? Okay. Did I push you too far?
We're pushing it. Maybe just bring it back.
Maybe a little bit. Okay, fair. But just to roll off the names again, so we had Christopher Eccleston and Eve Myles on the Saturday. And David Morrissey. And then Sunday, Sophie Aldred, Gemma Redgrave, Janet Fielding, and Peter Davison for the costume photo. Because I wasn't going to meet anyone. I'm going to get tissue. I'm in such a mess, mate. I'm in such a mess. Why are we still doing this? I really... This is a mistake.
We can stop if you want.
Nah, this is a mistake, mate. This was a mistake. But you know what? Sometimes the best mistakes are the ones that you stick with. I don't know. I wasn't going to meet anyone that I'd already met before. But they then put up, they were like, Peter Davison's doing a photo opportunity wearing his costume that he wore in Power of the Doctor. And I was like, well, you can't say that and then expect me to not do it. You know? I was like, I've got to do it, surely. And my cosplay plans originally, I was going to go as Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2. I literally have a full cosplay ready for that now.
Oh, wow.
Because Troy Baker was going, who was, like I said, is a big voice actor. He's known for playing Joel in The Last of Us. He was Batman in the Telltale games for Batman, and he's been in Call of Duty, he's been in all sorts. He's one of my favourite voice actors, and he's been in so much stuff. And I was thinking, it'd be cool to dress as Ellie and meet him. Right? I thought that'd be pretty cool. But once there were so many Doctor Who guests, I was like, okay, I could try and do a Doctor Who cosplay again. What would I do? I don't want to do Capaldi again. I want to mix it up. And around that time, I still didn't think I'd pull off Jodie's outfit. I was like, you know, because I had that coat for a couple of years. I said to you, and I was like, I don't really think this is going to suit me. Wore it on the Power of the Doctor stream, and then wore it outside. And I was like, no, this coat suits me. I'm gonna wear it. So I planned for my Saturday and Sunday outfits. For Saturday, to be wearing a full Jodie cosplay, just 13th Doctor, a base standard. Let me get a picture and send it your way, Crispy.
Thank you very much.
There we go. I love this picture. There you go. You can have that one. And Sunday...
It's such a good photo.
It's good, isn't it? It's good, isn't it? I love it. And Sunday was the Power of the Doctor edition of Jodie's costume, the Master Doctor outfit.
Yeah, that is awesome, Troy. That's
I love
really
them both,
well done too.
Yeah, I had such a blast. The only thing that annoys me is with the Power of the Doctor outfit, they're just plain black pants, and I know they're not plain black, they're like blue checkered stuff.
Yeah, I think you've done cool. I think
checkered.
people understand the reference, mate.
Yeah. I got black check pants from one side, but they sent me the wrong size twice in a row. So I just gave up at that point and went, right, I've got black suit pants, this'll do. This'll do.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
No, it looks awesome, mate.
But yeah, having the vest and stuff was really good. Had the wrong tie. It's meant to be the Love of Monsters tie, and I was going to buy it off a site called Mrs. Bowtie, but they seem to have gone down or not taking orders or something for some reason. Bit weird. Right. So I used the 50th anniversary tie because I thought, hey, it was from an anniversary special technically, so I'll wear an anniversary tie. There's method in my madness.
I'm telling you, you make these connections no one else does, Troy. And that's what I like about you.
I met another cosplayer who had the same outfit on with that tie as well. I was like, we both got the wrong tie on. What the heck?
Did you do the Spider-Man pointing meme?
No, I didn't. We just took photos. I think we took photos together. Have I got the photos on my... The problem is, it's like... I've got the photos, but I've imported them from Facebook, so they've lost all their, like, dates. So I don't really know where anything is anymore. So it's not in
the right spot. Yeah, no, that's fine, mate. If you find it one day, show me.
It's a bit... If I find it one day, scrolling through my photos, maybe one day, I might come across it. I might. But we don't know. This is a great experience. I'm sure this is going to be the best episode of the podcast ever. I'm tempted to just not edit this at all and leave it all in, just let everyone enjoy.
This will be the new questions and quizzes.
This is going to be the next... Oh, no, you didn't do that to me, man. You didn't do that. No,
touch wood. Touch wood.
Saturday, the main priority was Christopher Eccleston. Let's get into the actual events of the con.
Yes.
So... Christopher, the good thing with this con basically was I booked a few photos and we had a few autograph plots. We didn't have it nailed as much as we did the last weekend. Because the last weekend we had several big name guests and we literally had to plan it like a military regime. And while it was great, it was stressful. It was really stressful trying to get around. But this time around, we had a few things arranged. We knew I wanted some autographs. But I was like, right, we can just plan and go at the best time and whatever works and just do what we can on one day and have, whatever works. But Christopher Eccleston was the main priority. He was only there for the Saturday, as was Myles, as we later realised. We thought to get the photo and autograph done with him first, everything else afterwards. So we got in, got a bit of a wander of the show floor, had a little bit of a look around the stalls. Weirdly enough, this time I didn't really care as much about with the stalls. Maybe it's because most of them just sell pops and I don't really need many more pops at this point.
Yeah,
it might just be that. And also because I couldn't afford anything from the blooming stalls, but that's beside the point. But we had a little look around, and then we went for the photographs early in the morning. So let's show the photographs of Christopher Eccleston first to kick off.
Please. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen these. I don't think.
Here is my photo with Christopher.
Oh, nice white background too.
I know.
That's very
nice. The background isn't great at times. You can see like the sheet in the background, and on one of them you'll see later. There's literally just a pole that just got into the shot.
It, nice.
Some intriguing stuff there. Intriguing stuff.
That's such a cool photo though.
So there's me with my Jodie cosplay with Eccleston, and then here is my mum, who on Saturday dressed up as Wednesday Addams and did fantastic. It was my idea for the costume. I said to her, I was like, you should go as Wednesday because it's Tim Burton. She loves Tim Burton, and she got so many compliments. She took all the limelight away from me. It was very sad. She got stopped constantly. It was so cool.
Mate, she's a superstar and deserves it.
She is.
Oh, that's such a cool photo.
Yep.
Oh,
and then she surprised me with a few photos, my mum. I was genuinely like, I didn't budget for a lot of this stuff. My mum bought a couple of things behind my back. The first one was, by the way, I got us an extra one so we can get a photo with Christopher together. And I was like, you what? So we got an extra photo with Christopher.
Oh, it's a happy family photo.
How good is that? How good is that?
That's really cool, mate.
I don't want to budget how much she spent on me for Christmas because I know she said this counts towards Christmas. And I know a few of the things she's bought me. I think she's gone mental this year with money spending. I don't know how she's done it. I really don't. I'm not going to complain, but I don't know.
It's because you're a sweetheart, mate. It's because you're a sweetheart.
Oh, exactly.
You bloody deserve it, mate.
She did it literally three different things. Like she bought me.
I might frame that photo, I think.
Really? Go for it.
I'll have it next to my bed there, just over there.
I'll sign it and send it to you.
Can you?
Hello, Crispy.
I would love a signed Troy photo. I would live for that.
Yeah, I know.
I keep it in the background.
Oh, I know you would. So after we got the photos taken, the next step was the autograph. We got to about midday at this point. Mm-hmm. And Paul Christopher, I don't think he played it too well, his little autograph photo plan, because I thought he'd done some signings before the photos. The photos were about at 11:30 in the morning, and the con officially started at 10 o'clock for everyone, 9 o'clock for early access.
Right.
So I was thinking, we'll get him, maybe do an hour of signings, do some photographs. Turns out he didn't do a single autograph before his photos. Maybe he got there late or something happened, I don't know. But he did his photos, and by then it was 12:30, and he decided then to take his lunch. So I said to my mum, I was like, let's get in the queue almost immediately. We got a raffle ticket. We got there early. It was like the Jodie thing. Do you remember when we got the Jodie ticket and they gave us a ticket and went, you're not going to get there in time? Showmasters, please do better. Thank you. Wales gave us a ticket and they were like, right, this will give you priority after the photos. I'm like, that's how you do a raffle system. That's good. Thank you. So we're like, right, we'll come right after. I'll get in the queue. Said to my mum, if you want to go and sit down, I'll stay in the queue. You jump in later, because we made sure that we were trying to look after her for obvious reasons. We've been through this before.
Yeah, of course.
So she jumps in the queue with me after the photo. She's like, I'll wait with you for a bit. She ends up waiting the whole time. I don't know how she stood up for so long. I honestly was worried about her, because I was just like, get a chair. She's like, no, I'm fine. She does like to kind of, just say she's fine when I know she's not. It's very irritating. So hopefully she's not feeling the pain now. We ended up waiting in the queue for about 45 minutes, maybe a bit longer.
Sounds about right.
Great. He got his lunch and then came back. And it turns out, we found out later, the guy who was second in the queue, who got there, literally got in the queue for the autographs first thing in the morning and stayed there the whole time. It took him 2 hours and 40 minutes to get his autograph. That's because he didn't do any signs for the photos and then went right for his lunch. There was a bit of waiting involved. There was a little bit of waiting involved.
How did you find out that information?
Because Sarah Glover told me. Because I met her at the Comic Con. One of our regular commenters. I have got some photos. I'll see if I can find one I can just share with you. She literally met a friend on the train. She got a train with someone into the con and made friends with her. Yeah. I think her name was it Mia or Miha? I don't know how quite say her name.
Gosh, I wish I could.
There's a photo of the three of us together.
Great photo. Oh, yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, she's very chatty, our Sarah. She very she puts across her commenting vibe in real life. That's not an offence.
Really?
I said this literally to her. She's very talkative. She's kind of like me in that sense. I expected her to kind of be a little bit like, hi, like the podcast, blah, blah, blah. She was stood chatting to us for like half an hour, 40 minutes.
Oh, well, that's a bit special.
She just stood next to us waiting for Christopher Eccleston. Yeah, she's lovely. She's absolutely lovely. So we had a nice little conversation. She told us about that. We went to get the autographs, get the signings. I've got to say to you, one thing I realised, guests, you have to put up with some strange people sometimes. Some very strange people,
Yeah, especially Doctor Who fans.
There are people who overbear and say too much or get really, like, overly passionate in someone's face, and it's, like, a little bit... There were a few we saw as we were going along, and I was like, oh, God, and he handled it very well. He kept very kind of calm and, went through some stuff.
That's good, yeah. He's probably seen it all.
No, because there was one who literally came up to him and screamed in his face, like, I can't believe David Tennant's the Doctor again, blah, blah, blah. And Chris Eccleston was like, oh, really? He's like, did you know about that? And I think, because he must have obviously known, but he went, no, I didn't know that. Like, as if to go along with it, as if to go, I'm going to play this and move this on quickly.
Oh, my gosh.
So there are a few like that, but he was good. He's good, him, He literally said that part of the Ninth Doctor's character, his rage, was because he'd done loads of rage acting, and, like, he felt like Russell had seen that in him, and was like, that. He was like, I've mellowed with age now, I'm not as rageful as I used to be. That's something that she said during the talk we'll get to. But I went up to him, spoke to him, had a little conversation, said we loved him, thought he was brilliant, very friendly, very, very chatty. And bada bing, bada boom, where are the pictures? Here are the signed pops. Slightly spoiler for the Miss Marvel one. Well, I mean, I can just show that right now because we're not going to talk about that as much in a Doctor Who podcast. But my mum and I agreed what we'd have in our pops. So I got Run on mine and she got Fantastic. So
that is very cool. Really cool. And
it makes up. Did I ever tell you the Christopher Eccleston story? My mum booked something for me and it didn't work out. I can't remember if I told you this.
Which one?
So, very, very brief sidetrack. My mum bought me a present for my 21st birthday. Christopher Eccleston was going to do a live talk in Manchester when he released his autobiography book about his dad, I Love the Bones of You. You got to go to a talk, hear him talk about it, and then get a signing afterwards. Meet him, get him to sign the book, have a chat with him. She booked this for me. I think it was... So it must have been for my... it might have been for my 22nd. It couldn't have been for my 21st. She booked it for her birthday, basically. But she booked it the year before, like in the September-ish. September, October of 2020 it must have been. And like presumed it was for October a couple months later, the next year in 2021. So she hung on to this booking for about 8 or 9 months and then told me in April, May, because we were talking about Comic Cons and stuff like that and getting like pop signed. And she went, because I think that was it. I was ordering some Doctor Who signed pops because I wanted to get some before we were doing the Comic Con thing specifically. I was like, I need to get a Christopher Eccleston signed pop. She was like, don't do that. And I was like, why? She went, don't do that. Then she ended up having to tell me, and she went, I've booked for you to go to this thing. And I went, that's really cool. Thank you so much. And I looked at the date and went, Mom, that says October or November last year. And she went, oh no. She booked it 2 months, 1 month, 2 months in advance and not a year in advance the way she thought. She completely missed the date.
That's rough.
She was destroyed by it. I was sad, but I didn't know. But I was more worried about her because she was just upset. She booked it. We didn't even go. It was heartbreaking.
That's rough.
So we told him that. She told him that when we get in the signing. And he like almost felt bad on his end. He was like, I'm so sorry about that. It's like, it's not your fault. It wasn't because of you. You know, it's just one of those things that happens. So it's nice to have finally met him and got a signing to make up for that. It's a nice ending to the story. You know, it's a nice ending.
There is a nice conclusion there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And he's lovely. He's absolutely lovely. So that was really, really nice. That was really, really nice. So he was the first main guest. The other main guest was Eve Myles. So not long after the signing, we had to go then and get our photos taken with Eve Myles.
Is this still the first day?
Cooper. This is still the first day. Still the first day. Who is Gwen Cooper in Torchwood, in case you didn't know. But you better have by this point. You better have taste. Our listeners have taste, I hope.
Our listeners do have taste.
That was so funny. You know, with Spotify Wrapped, if you see like the artists sometimes send you messages and go like, you know, thanks for being a top listener.
Yeah.
My big one, we were talking was Pale Waves, and Heather was in the video just going, "You one of our top listeners of Pale Waves, you've obviously got immaculate taste." I was like, yes, I have. Thank you very much.
It is
true. Yes, I have. Correct. But here is my photo with Eve Myles.
Oh my goodness.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. A little bit of glasses glare, but I think still it looks very good. And you know what?
That's nice.
Give her credit. I give Eve Myles credit. She was the only person all day to compliment me on my outfit.
What? Really, like as in the guest?
No, like whenever we got stopped, Mum was like, "Oh," everyone was saying, "Mum, your Wednesday Addams cosplay is so good." And I was like, "Yes, it is. It's fantastic." And I was like, "One of these days, someone will like mine, please, please." It wasn't like I was jealous. I was dead happy for her. I was just like, I want someone to say it. It'd be nice someone to
know.
And literally
Eve
the first
Myles
thing Eve went, she's like, "You look brilliant." And I was like, "Thank you so much. So do you." She's like, "Oh, thanks." She's lovely. She's so lovely.
Wow. Oh,
and Mum then got a photo with her. So there's her photo.
Oh, nice. Very, very nice.
Mm-hmm. And then once again, my mum went, "By the way, we're getting a photo with her together." This is the second of the three things.
Oh.
I know. And the best bit was here. They clearly had a bit of an accident with the photo, because you can see from this digital one, there's a lighting pole cracked in.
Yeah, there's a big old pole.
there's a pole cracked in. So they took a second one, which is this one.
Oh, wow.
And if they have an error, they take a second one. They give it. It's like what happened with Mum with David Tennant. If there's an error, they just take a second one.
I like the second one way better. You're reacting to the fact that they've had the pole in the shot.
Do you know what? I genuinely, I like the second one. My mum likes the first one more. When it got printed off, they cropped out the pole. So I didn't even know it was there. Like, my mum's got it signed. I can show it you. Here. She got the photo signed. I'll show it on the screen here on the camera.
Oh, cool.
So that is the one. God, hang on. Carrie.
Bingle bongle, dingle dangle, yickety doo, yickety.
Oh, for God's sake, not that again! This is the one with the pole, and we didn't know they cropped it out. The pole's gone. The pole's not in there. Oh, so I didn't know there was a pole in the shot until I looked at the digitals online and went, "Hang on, there's a pole in this shot." And I was like, "What's going on?" But funny enough, she prefers the one with the pole. I prefer the one without, or one way or the other. I actually prefer the other one. So we got to keep one each, which was really sweet.
Yeah, that's nice. Good deal.
She was the one who got the autograph. She wanted her to get an autograph. She loves her as Gwen, but she also liked her in Keeping Faith, I believe the show's called.
Okay.
It was a BBC show about 3 series. She was apparently fantastic in that. I am yet to see it, but I've heard very good things about it.
Very good, very good.
So those were our photos from Saturday. The only other things were a couple of autographs. Like I said, I met Matt Lintz, who played Bruno in Miss Marvel, and also Henry in The Walking Dead. And I also met Troy Baker, famous voice actor. I've talked about him already in the podcast. I need to keep going on about it. You've seen the pop with the Christopher Eccleston ones, but I met Troy Baker, and I also met David Morrissey, and both their autographs are together here.
Oh,
so there's Troy saying,
cool.
"Great name." I love that he put great names. We share the same name. That was a great way to sign it. It's a great way. And David Morrissey, he was lovely. He is so tall. David Morrissey is so tall. Like, I did not realize how tall that man was. Like, he is a big bat. He's a big man. He's a big boy.
What else has he been in?
The Walking Dead was The
Walking Dead. That was the one he was big. Yeah,
we got this picture of him doing the signing as he was signing it. Look how tall he is, hunched over the desk.
Oh my gosh,
it's one tall boy. That's a lot of effort. We said we were from near Liverpool, and he was like, "Oh, I've met someone else near Liverpool recently." Blah, blah, blah. We have a nice little conversation about how much he likes Liverpool. Blah blah blah. And said to him, "I loved him in Doctor Who." Didn't even mention The Walking Dead. So to him, I was probably just a Doctor Who fan. You hadn't seen him in anything else. But I loved him as the Governor. I never even mentioned it, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't say that."
Well, it's funny the things that slip your mind when you're in those moments. Anyway. Yeah.
Said to him, I loved him as like, can we count you as a doctor? Can I say you're one of the best doctors? And he was like, "Oh, I don't know about that." I was like, let's say we can say that. Let's say we can say that. So that's why he wrote all the best. David Morrissey, the next Doctor. I was like, yeah, right, the Doctor. Do it.
Good stuff.
So he was lovely. Had a nice chat with him. Would have loved a photograph with him, but again, money. You know, there was only so much I could afford. And I was like, when you can
achieved
choose,
a lot, Troy.
Yeah, when you can choose, get the autograph. Like for people like that, I was like, maybe better.
Yeah.
But that was our Saturday. We didn't do too much else then because we fit the Troy Baker thing, David Morrissey. Eve Myles getting that signed. We managed to get in right at the very end of the day and get my mum's photo signed, which was very, very good. We were lucky with that regard. Like, I've showed you the autograph for it. But that was our Saturday, which is a little bit more chill. Christopher Eccleston, Eve Myles, a couple of others. It was relaxing. You know, there wasn't... It was a little bit hectic, but not super hectic. You know, it was nice. It was nice. So then we come to Sunday. Okay. The good thing with Sunday was, because we'd done the Troy Baker, David Morrissey, Matt Lynch stuff, that we'd met all those guys, that meant Sunday was much more free. Yeah. So on Sunday, all we had was my mum was going to meet Andrew Scott, who is Moriarty in Sherlock, and also the hot priest in Fleabag. As he's very, very commonly known. He's lovely. Oh, he's lovely. We had an autograph booked with him. Again, we used the autograph logic. And then I had Sophie Aldred, Gemma Redgrave, and Janet Fielding. I had individual photos booked with all three of them, and I was going to get them to sign them afterwards. Thankfully, they were quite cheap. They were 20 quid each for the photos and the autographs, so I was like, right, I can budget that. That's good. Yeah, they were cheap.
What?
They were cheap. Christopher Eccleston, for context, Christopher Eccleston's photo was £80, Eve Myles was 40, and Gemma Redgrave, Janet Fielding, Sophie Aldred, 20 quid each. I think they're worth more than that, but I won't complain.
I think they're worth more than that, absolutely, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well played, Troy.
So, let's start with the start of the day, which is Andrew Scott, the autograph.
The legend.
We were in the queue for a while. Because the thing with him was, he loved chatting to everybody. Everyone he was speaking to, he was having a nice little chat with a nice little conversation.
That's what I like.
He's such a lovely guy. We didn't get a photograph, but most people at the tables have prices, you know, for autographs, selfies, or photos at the table, and a combo. Andrew Scott didn't. Just his autographs. So I was like, is there no price for photos? Can I just take photos? I asked him, like, yeah, of course you can. They would take photos of him signing. So I took a photo of him signing my mum. My mum's pop. She had a pop of him from Sherlock, Moriarty with the crown. So there's the pop I got of the picture I got them doing the signing. I was like, a nice little pop of him doing the writing, blah, blah, blah. She had a quote and everything. And then I just was like, I'm going to push my luck here. I went, can I just take a picture of you guys together? And the girl next to him didn't stop me. She was like, all right, fine. So I got a picture of my mum and him both looking at the camera, and she loves it.
Oh,
she's chuffed with it, and I think it's a great photo as well. So
that's unreal, bro.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
He was lovely. And I tell you what, bless him.
Troy, good hustle, mate.
Yeah, bless him. Someone in front of the queue before us. Oh my God, crispy. I think they were a guest, because they were allowed to go along the guest balcony. Like, there's a balcony, go over, overlook at the whole con floor, and I saw him there later. A woman came up to him about 3 or 4 places in front of us. Hang on. I'm not smoking this much, even when I've been tutoring. Yeah, bingle bongle. Bingle bongle, coffee, waffy, moffy, Stephen Moffy, planning River Songy from the starty. A woman, yes, he did. A woman came up in front of us about 4 places ahead, and she gave him, I think it must have been 30 prints to sign. I don't know what was going on. I don't know why.
What?
Well, she literally gave him a stack, and each one had a sticker on with the name and what to write. So he literally was one after the other, like it was a factory line. He was going right to the side.
I don't really like that, Troy.
And he was grinning right the way along until the end. He started. You could see the colour was starting to drain a bit. He was like, yep. And he was trying his best to stay positive. And I think it came across. But I was sitting there going, mate, I don't know how you're doing this. Even at this point, I'd be going, come on, what are you playing at?
What is all that? But a guest got that.
Yeah, I think it was a guess. That was what was weird. Because his mum was like, she jumped in front of the queue for one thing. And I was like, you know, we've had, they made an exception once, twice for us for access reasons. Maybe she's got a special reason. That's fine, whatever. And she was like, yeah, fair enough. But she had a guest badge, I think. So I don't know what the idea was there. Why?
I don't know. That's
why she
really
jumped
weird.
ahead. Whatever. She probably got her reasons. Like I said, we've had that. But 30 prints.
It kind of reminds me of those people that like go to celebrities just to get autographs so they can sell and make a max profit. But if they're a guest, then it's just like if you're a guest, that doesn't seem like a side hustle you'd have. I don't know. Anyway, what a weird conundrum.
So I think he wrote specific names or like quotes on them.
Yeah, if they're personalized and they lose value in that context, I don't know.
Yeah, because my mum says that to me so many times.
That's the weirdest story you've told me.
She's given up saying that to me now. She always goes, don't get him to write your name on it. It won't be worthless. I'm like, I don't care about the value. I want it written to me. She's like, okay, fine.
It's personal.
She said that in particular with the, sorry, my nose is running. So that in particular with me with the, this is great. The video podcast listeners are having a great time. The audio, again, a great description. She said that with the Jodie Pop, the San Diego Comic Con one. She was like, make sure that's valuable. You know, don't guys write your name on it. I was like, I don't care. I am not selling this. I'm getting my name on it.
No.
And as we've talked about previously, I was lucky to get my name on it at all. So I'm very glad about that. So we got that. I just realised I missed a very important detail out from Saturday.
Oh gosh, what is it?
The Christopher Eccleston talk. That was the other thing we were doing.
Was that on Saturday?
That was on Saturday. He was only there on the Saturday. And the talk had an hour window. It had an hour window, but he was only there for 26 minutes. That was the audio recording. So I recorded it in case we got any cool little clips that I wanted to share on the podcast, and there are some. Yeah. He showed up just after 2:30 when it was scheduled. Had to go just after 3:00, probably because of his whole didn't do any autographs till 1:00-ish thing. Makes sense. So, Crispy, would you like to hear some audio quotes from Christopher Eccleston regarding the convention?
Yes.
And these will be played on the podcast, don't worry. So, we have 4, okay? We have one of him just talking about Russell T Davies and the quality of his scripts. Talks about him being a good writer. We have one where he talks in more specific detail about why he left. It's not random names anymore. He does use names specifically as to why he left.
Okay.
There's one where he reads out a speech he was given, and I'm not going to tell you what the speech is, because I literally lost my mind.
Okay.
And there is also one where I got to ask him a question. We got to sit on the front row, so I put my hand up and the guy was like, yes, you ask a question. It was great. So for context, photo-wise, I think there was an image I can show you. My mum took. Where is it? Please find it quickly, Troy, so you don't have lots of dead air in the podcast. Well, here's them talking. I'll be using that as the thumbnail while we're playing the audio clips. But that's how close we were, by the way. That wasn't zoomed in at all.
That's crazy.
It was. It was honestly ridiculous. It was genuinely ridiculous. I can't find the picture. Quickly. Crispy, cheer me on so I can find it. Come on.
Come on, Troy, you got this, brother. I love you and we love each other. Yeah, we got the best podcast in the world. Who's there? Yeah, we're there. Yeah, we're everywhere. Yeah, we're going viral. Yeah, we got 15,000 streams all up on our audio platforms.
We have, actually. That's very cool. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you all very much. I can't find it. I can't find it.
Troy is still searching for his stuff. I am gonna keep on riffing. He found it, so I can shut up finally.
Actually, no, just keep going.
This is the part of where I keep on going. Everybody wants to hear what Christopher Eccleston was going on.
I found a selfie version.
About.
My mum took a picture later, but there you go. So that's how close I was to the stage. You can see. It looks like I'm kind of photoshopped in, but I was very close. Close.
It looks like a YouTube thumbnail.
It does, doesn't it? It does, doing the pointed face.
Yeah.
So you do that too well. So first off, here's a clip from Christopher Eccleston talking about the quality of Russell T Davies' scripts.
Okay, I'm in.
But what a weight on your shoulders, you know, when you heard about the revival of Doctor Who, you're like, okay, all right, you know, let's see how this is going to go. And I was expecting, if I can be honest with you, I was expecting some flamboyant character to come on, you know, larger than life. And then I saw how you were portraying the character. I went, okay, you know, this is new. Let's see how this unfolds. Mm-hmm. And it was utterly magnificent.
Well, that's down predominantly to Russell T Davies's writing. I've always said that good writers make good actors, but good actors can't make a good script. You know.
That is absolutely true. But I tell you what.
Yeah.
Boy, was there some acting as well. I mean, the authority.
There was some scenery chewing, wasn't there?
You hear my laugh at the end of that?
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I love that he says about, you know, good writers make good actors, but good actors can't make good scripts. I love that. Like, despite the disagreements, he has such respect for him.
Troy, I think that's the first clip I've heard in years where he said something nice about Russell T Davies.
Oh dear. Well,
but that was good. That was an awesome
let's not dampen
quote.
the mood, but here's when he was asked about why he left Doctor Who. Here's the next one.
Oh gosh.
So this one is, here you go. There's a few audio clips here. Here you go. You ready? Let's listen to this one.
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
You said you were blacklisted from TV.
Uh-huh.
Why did you leave Doctor Who, and why were you blacklisted? Don't know if you can say.
Well,
but
I left because I did not agree with Russell T Davies and Phil Collinson and the other one's name I've forgotten. Julie Gardner's method of working. And I was seen as trouble, so there was a couple of articles by a brilliant journalist called Gareth McLean at the time. I wasn't the only person on a blacklist. Now it's never official, it's just whoever's running BBC Drama at that time it was Jane Tranter, it's just every time your name comes up, it doesn't get a job. So it happens in all industries, but it happened to me. And I'm quite proud that it did, because I stood up for what I felt was right. So I buggered off to America.
And there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah. Interesting one, that, eh?
Name dropping.
Name dropping. It used to be, I remember when the pinnacle of it used to be myself and 3 people at the head of the pyramid clashed, so off I went.
Yeah.
And now he's like, Russell, Phil, what's her name? Don't even remember her name. Julie Gardner. Yeah, forget. Yeah. I was like, wow, he's mellowed with age, but he also is honest when he needs to be. You know, he's also honest when he needs to be.
He's unfiltered, that's for sure.
He is. So, we've got the speech left, and we've got my question. Should we go with my question and finish with the speech?
Okay, if you do it how you want, mate. This is your day.
Hey! Listen, I'm just structuring this in the way that
Oh my
makes it
god, you're gonna
exciting
talk
for
to
everybody.
Christopher Eccleston. I'm excited.
I did. It's not like I already got an autograph from him or anything. No, don't worry about it. Yeah. No, this is good. This is good. I love this. Here you go. So here is my question to Christopher Eccleston. Hey, Chris.
Hi.
I know you've said before, especially since the Big Finish stuff, that you don't really see the Ninth Doctor as someone that would work with other Doctors. Like
That's
kind
correct.
of more of a solo guy.
Next question.
Yeah, leave it there. No, so I wanted to ask instead, is there another companion that you think the Ninth Doctor would have worked with, or that you would have liked to have gone with?
No, I think he's indivisible from Rose. I really do think that first series was carried 50% by me and 50% by Billy Piper as Rose. And I don't like all that intermingling and multi-doctors, and I don't actually like the romance. You know, I think it's a far more interesting relationship when it's mysterious. When it just becomes straight heterosexual romance, I don't know. I think their relationship is deeper than that. But no, only Rose.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anybody crying?
See, so I meant more like alongside, like as well as Rose. I think I worded it badly as if to say instead of Rose. But,
instead of, yeah.
But I
still,
love that.
it's a good answer.
Yeah, it's a great answer. Also, doesn't
Very
like the romance. Even though
Eccleston.
there's like romantic undertones between them in that series, he doesn't like the romance side of it. But I kind of respect
I'm
that.
not surprised by that. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I respect that. Yeah,
because
it is reducing it to something a bit more human, isn't it?
Well, I think that's one thing I'm not like particular. I mean, apart from like Phasma, because I think they actually did that really well. But I've always liked, you know, I think the reason that, you know, Nine and Rose work so well and you know, Catherine Tate and David Tennant work so well is because it's just like this kind of road trip energy, you know. But anyway, show me the speech, Troy.
Agreed. So crispy. One of the last questions that he was asked, someone got up and was like, "I've actually got a speech I'd really love to hear you read out as the Ninth Doctor. Could you read this out for me?" And he was like, "Right now." He's like, "Yeah, sure. Give us the page." And it was a script thing. She actually gave him like a double-sided page. I was like, "What on earth could this be?" And as soon as he started reading it, you'll hear me gasp. Like you'll hear me mumble and go, "Oh my god!" Like, you ready for this, crispy?
Yeah, all right, I'm ready.
Here we go. Here is the speech.
Oh, wow. It's not a game, Kate. This is a scale model of war. Every war ever fought, right there in front of you. Because it's always the same. When you fire that first shot, no matter how you might feel, you have no idea who's going to die. You don't know whose children are going to scream and burn, how many hearts will be broken, how many lives shattered, how much blood will spill until everybody does what they were always going to have to do from the very beginning. Sit down and talk. Listen to me, listen. I just want you to think. Do you know what thinking is? It's just a fancy word for changing your mind. Clara, I will not change my mind. Then you will die, stupid. Alternatively, you could step away from that box, you can walk right out of that door, and you could stand your revolution down. You're all the same, you screaming kids. You know that? Look at me. I'm unforgivable. Well, here's the unforeseeable. I forgive you. After all you've done, I forgive you. I don't understand. Are you kidding? Me? Of course I understand. I mean, do you call this a war? This funny little thing? This is not a war. I fought in a bigger war than you'll ever know. I did worse things than you could ever imagine. And when I close my eyes, I hear more screams than anyone could ever be able to count. And do you know what you do with all that pain? Shall I tell you where you put it? You hold it tight till it burns your hand, and you say this: no one else will ever have to live like this. No one else will have to feel the pain. Not on my watch.
a bigger round of applause than some guests get at the end of
That's a great script.
Whoa, where do we go from there? Okay. No pressure.
I charge extra for that.
Christopher
Mate.
Eccleston doing the Zygon inversion speech.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was tearing up.
That is ridiculous. I can't believe it.
That made me literally, that gave me the biggest nostalgia wave for when Nine did all his speeches.
Yeah.
And hearing him say that, and just because I like when you hear that speech in the head, I know exactly the way Capaldi says that. And then hearing him say that, I'm like, that's exactly how the Ninth Doctor would say that.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my!
And that was
that's
just
one of the
like
coolest bits of audio.
it makes me feel I don't think he's seen Doctor Who since he left it. I think it's fair to assume that he wasn't a Doctor Who fan before. He didn't leave on the best of terms, so he probably doesn't even know that that's a Doctor Who script.
Doctor Who script. No,
He might not
doesn't
even know
who Clara
that.
is at all.
Yeah, he won't have a blooming clue. But he has loved that. You know, like he's gone right into that and loved the script. He said that's a great script at the end, and then he charges extra for it. But that was amazing. That was so good. I'm going to load that on Cosmic Vortex, by the way. I'm going to put that up as a little cheeky
You
upload.
definitely should.
And be like
You
Chris
definitely
Ferguson
should.
reads
That's
the Zygon
awesome,
speech.
dude.
Yep. It's going to be great. But yeah, so that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And very, very cool to listen to. So that was the talk. It's a very, very good talk. Brief, but a great talk. Very brief,
That's
but a very
amazing,
good talk.
mate. I'm shocked.
Oh, it was a good time. It was
Oh
a very,
man,
very
I
good time.
genuinely teared up there.
It was good, wasn't it? I told you it was good.
Wow, I can't. Maybe I'm just ridiculously tired right now, but that hit me.
It
That
might
hit
be
me harder than I was expecting. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, that was the talk. You know, it was a very, very good time. Someone got like the second half of it, I think, on video. I didn't want to get my camera out because I was literally on the front row. And I was like, if I get a camera out in his face, that's very... Like the couple my mum got, I've just pictured at the start. She just got them very subtly, put her phone away, we were listening. Because you don't want to miss it. It's like that clip of Adele when she was at a gig and she was like, I'm right here right now in front of you. Can you put your tripod down, please? Like, I'm right here. There's people outside that want to see me. It's like, you know, you're there to watch it. You know, you don't want to hide behind your phone screen for all of it, the way I do sometimes when I take videos in gigs. Not beside the point. Either way, so crispy. That was Saturday. We talked about Sunday a little bit. I bounced around a little bit, but the main thing for Sunday then was Sophie Aldred, Gemma Redgrave, and Janet Fielding. Now, the only downside to Wales Comic Con is sometimes their scheduling for photos is very, very stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Each of those three ladies had 10-minute photo intervals. They put Sophie Aldred? No, Janet Fielding. They put Janet Fielding on her own at 2:30 till 20 to 4. And at the exact same time, 20 to 4 till 10 to 4, they put up, or to 3, sorry, they put up both Sophie Aldred and Gemma Redgrave at the same time.
Ooh.
As if they were thinking that people who had seen Power of the Doctor would only want photos with 1 or 2 of them and not all 3 of them. Very, very awkward. And then on top of that, I bought photos with them individually. I wanted a group photo, but I couldn't get one because I couldn't afford it, for one thing. But also, they didn't put it up until a week before the con. They were like, the week before the con came out, we've just released loads of duo group photos, like Torchwood, Gwen and Yanto, and the 3 of those ladies together. I was like, why don't you put these up like 2 months before? You'd sell so many more.
Yeah.
And it's why they only had like 5 minutes for each booking, because barely anyone had even seen them, let alone booked them.
No one knew about it, yeah.
But my mum, she saw, she knew that I was upset that I didn't get to get the group photo. And the third thing she bought, it wasn't even for herself, she literally just bought this for me. She was like, get the group photo with them. So
nice.
that was also in the middle of it. So I had 3 photos individually and the group ones to try and bounce around the photo studios with. It was a bit of a challenge, not going to lie, but I managed it. Got round to all of them. And, Crispy, who do you want to see first? Whose photo do you want to see first? Group, Sophie, Gemma,
Aldred,
or Gemma.
please.
Sophie Aldred. There is my photo with Sophie Aldred. Right there.
Oh, mate. Wait, are you tall or is she
She's small.
shorter?
She's small.
Really?
She's small.
I always imagined her being quite tall. I don't know why. That's a great
She's
photo,
fairly
mate.
small. Yeah.
It's cracking. Oh, in the cosplay too, mate.
Exactly.
You look super
That's why
fly.
I
You look
picked
super
that outfit
fly.
for that day for those photos, so
Yeah.
it would be appropriate. Speaking of small, though, Janet
mate.
Fielding is even smaller.
Oh! Fellow
Look at
Aussie.
that. I love that
Hello.
photo.
That's a
Great.
really cool photo, though.
Yeah.
Oh! Were they nice?
Yeah, they were all lovely. I'll get to that. And then Gemma Redgrave.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's
I love
pretty
that.
cool, actually.
She said she wasn't into like hugging people and that kind of thing, which
Yeah,
made
yeah,
sense
yeah.
because I thought people were putting their arms around the 3 of them in the group shot, and I went to do that when I posed them, and then she kind of like pushed me forward a little bit and was like, stand here, and I was like, okay, made sense now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she wasn't as into like hugging everybody.
Yeah, nice.
I feel like I look a little bit awkward in this picture because she shoved me forward. Not like in a bad way. I do look a little bit
No,
like I've
I
been
like
kind of
that
caught like a deer in
photo.
the headlights, but Still a lovely photo with the three of them. I still think
I like
that's
the
lovely.
poll too. The poll's
Yeah,
made
the
an
poll
appearance.
crept in again. It's not Paul, it's Pole. I did get each of the three individual ones signed, though. I have them buried, but I
nice.
can just tell you what I wrote on them. You've seen the pictures, so I can just tell you what I wrote on them.
Yeah.
So for Sophie's, I got her to write, "That's a good look on you, Professor."
Nice.
Because I thought,
Very
whatever
good.
references. For Janet, I was going to say to her, she went, because her quote when Jodie walks off the first time, she goes, "I think I handled that quite well." So I said to her, we should say, "I think we handled that quite well." But I didn't explain the context, 'cause I thought it was for the photo. And then she went, "Actually, I think I handled that quite well." I was like, "Oh, well, I was thinking for us, but yeah, sure, you write that down." She's like, "I'm writing it down the way it should be." Janet was the funniest of the three. Like, she has a really good sense of humour. Because we did what I did with Colin Baker, I think it was, in February. I asked them before the photo, going, "Are you going to be here after the photo so I can get them signed?" So I had like a mini conversation with a couple of them to know that.
Yeah.
And then Janet came over. We were waiting for her to come over to her desk, and she came over with a pack of like chocolate macaroons, and she was like hiding them under her sleeve, going, "These are for the artists. I shouldn't have these," and like tucked them in her sleeve and everything. She's so funny. She's so funny. And she wrote on her poster behind her, this. There's a picture of her, and she wrote, "There are many doctors, but only one Tegan."
No, I love
it. She's got such a great sense of humour. Janet, she's lovely. But for Gemma Redgrave, with her, I went to go to it because I was like, what do I get her to say? There's not a Power of the Doctor quote that I think works, but there was a Flux one where I was like, I rather like this regeneration. And I was like,
nice.
That'd be a good one for that. But I was like, did she say rather? Or did she say, I like this regeneration? I couldn't remember. And I said to her, so like, I can't remember either. So I love the difference between Jenna not knowing the quotes and Jenna being like, actually, it's I, not we.
Actually, I.
I love that difference. Jenna was a lot kind of calmer and quieter, though, I feel like, and I think maybe she just wasn't as big on the con scene. Like, she wasn't hugging everyone, that kind of thing. But she was still lovely. My mum knew her from an old show she was in called Bramwell, and when she said that, her eyes like lit up, and she was like, "Thank you so
finally.
much." Yeah, it's like she's probably someone who cares more about people knowing her for other roles, so it makes sense. But all three of them were lovely. All three of them were absolutely lovely. And getting that group photo, I couldn't believe that. My mum told me that. I was like, what? Seriously?
Yeah, no, that's a bit special.
So
that's
sweet.
A bit special.
So I got to get all the Power of the Doctor photo shoots done. And there you go.
Wow.
So those are all the photos. No, they're not. No, they're not. I forgot. The day closed out with one more. I'm losing track. I got all those signed and then closed off the day with the final photo that my mum and I both got, which is with Peter Davison in his costume.
You got it.
So I got me in the Power of the Doctor style outfit with him in his. Look at that. Look at that. How good does he look?
I know that this episode is cool. I met like Christopher Eccleston, but that should be the thumbnail. That's an insane photo.
No, the photo of Christopher Eccleston's got to be the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but
the funny thing was I
I
gave him the Sonic. I never mentioned this. When I gave him the Sonic for him to pose with, the button's really bad on the Sonic. You have to push really hard for it to light up. And he must have pressed it a bit and realised it didn't work. And he gave it to me and went, "Had to give me the one that was broken." And I pressed the button and the lit up in front of me and went, "Oh," but he kind of felt a bit awkward. And he's like, "Sorry." I was like, "It's fine. Doesn't matter. You held it. That's fine. That's enough for me." And then walked off. But yeah, so that was brilliant. But here's my mum's photo. She went in inverted commas casual outfit for Sunday, but still looked
nice.
Like, well regaled. Look at that outfit she had on.
It's pretty cool.
She went full kind of like just all out. She goes all out in her outfits anyway. She doesn't wear casual stuff so much. She just wears like all this kind of cool stuff, and it's very nice, and it works well. I love that photo.
She's an absolute icon. She's an absolute icon.
She's a fashionista.
What a legend for you. She's been so nice to you, Troy.
I can't believe the stuff she bought me, because I don't even know. Like, I couldn't afford it. I was like, "Can you afford this?" She was like, "Don't worry about it. And I was like, "Thank you." It was lovely.
Legend.
But yeah, so that was truly amazing, and those are all the photos from the Comic-Con. So they add to the collection of Comic-Con photos.
Unreal collection.
Another Doctor down. 2 to go, Crispy. 2 to go. Because Tom Baker is not going to do another con. Tom Baker's not doing another con. We know this. He's not going to now. Got a signed pop from him. Sent one off. That's good enough for me. Right?
Beautiful.
All we've got left are Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi. I missed out on Matt Smith because I was at Liverpool Comic Con while he was at London.
Yeah.
Did I show you the pictures of that? I think I did, didn't I? Meeting Giancarlo Esposito, and I did show you those. So I was busy there. But Matt Smith will do another one. We know this. The only question is, will Peter Capaldi? I honestly don't know. I wonder.
Who knows?
Because he's not done one for a few years. He's not returned to the con scene post-COVID. Maybe because he's kind of pushing Doctor 2 back a little bit, and he's very much like, I'm not going back there. Maybe he might not go back to the con scene. I'm honestly wondering.
He will one day, surely.
If he never does another con, and I missed out on getting that signing at that play.
Don't think about it, mate.
Crispy, I'm not going to be held accountable for my actions.
Don't think about it.
I will scream, I will punch a wall, and I will just be sad.
If it makes you feel any better, I've had enough interaction with Peter Capaldi for the two of us, okay? Okay?
Thank you all very much for listening to this episode of Who's There, Doctor Who podcast. I'm going to go and cry now because I'm very upset. No, I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else from the podcast or from the day? Oh, I will shout out. What was his name? There was one person. I mentioned the podcast to a few people in conversation. So we got a few new followers from that, which is very cool.
Nice. If you're listening,
but there
hello.
was one person. What was his username? A Doctor Who on Instagram. The only person who saw me in a queue and just pulled me over and went, "You do Who's There, Doctor Who podcast with Crispy Pro, don't you?" I was like, "Yes,
Crispy
I do."
Pro.
And he was like, "I love that." And I was like, "Thank you so much." Like, it was so lovely to have that. It was so
That's
lovely to have someone to
awesome.
see that.
That is
and
awesome.
I also very briefly saw Connell at Go Doctor Who. We've mentioned before. He's another
Go Doctor Who?
YouTuber.
Yeah.
Saw him in a queue. He very briefly spoke to me. I didn't see him again. He was gone with the wind. And I also didn't get a chance to meet Tharies. I was going to try and bump into him, but didn't see him at the con. He was there.
He was there. Yeah, I saw.
I was
saw
hoping to
his
keep an eye out
pictures.
for him, but I never saw him. That's why I said to him on Twitter, I was so annoyed because I saw him at the one in April and didn't go up and say hi because I was still like new into the YouTube scene. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm a podcaster with Crispy. And I felt like it might have been a bit weird to kind of been like,
Yeah.
that was a stupid. I thought I should have just said hi either way, but I'll see him at another con and introduce myself.
Yeah, definitely.
you know.
He's a nice guy.
I'll bring a leak and he can pose with it.
Yeah,
like an actual vegetable.
That actually, yeah.
Actual, or maybe I'll bring like a printed off article and a leak, and he can do both. The two different types of leaks with Tharies done.
A leak and a leak.
A leak and a leak.
That's
a leak
very
and a
good.
leak. Be great. But that's everything from the con, Crispy. That's my
Beautiful.
full contract.
Well done.
That's a bit
You made it
calmer this
through.
time. We had some things booked, but we managed to ease it around. Sunday in particular was quite nice. We had a bit of time to relax and have a wander around, and it was good.
That's what you
It was
need
good.
after a hectic Saturday.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But it was so good, man. We had a great time.
I'm jealous. I'm very jealous.
Well, you know what you got to do?
I know what I've got to do.
Come over to the UK and go to a con with me.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Next one in Telford is May 13th, 14th. It's Eurovision weekend, ironically, so we'll be escaping Liverpool because Liverpool's hosting Eurovision and we won't even be there. We'll be in Telford.
Oh, gosh.
But, well, depends on the guests. We booked the hotel because you can book the hotel and cancel it like a week before. So we booked it preliminarily based on whether, there'll be good guests. You might only do one day. We've done 2 days both times because there were a lot of guests. And we're of a mind now where, we're not going to want to meet everyone more than once. Might be a couple that we meet
No, that's
on an
fair.
occasion. Like Gareth David Lloyd, Yanto didn't mention specifically. We did get a chance to speak to him on the Sunday, just after meeting Andrew Scott. Just came up to him and was just like, "I'm really sorry, I cannot afford to get anything with you. I literally have got no money. I've budgeted what I can for the con.
Yeah.
But I had to meet you to say I really, really love you. I thought you were great as Yanto. And I just wanted to kind of just say hi." And he was like, "Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much." Because he had nowhere near as many people at his desk. Eve Myles had a queue going on for
really?
ages. He very often had a couple of people,
Oh,
if not.
really?
But I think that's because he's done more
Surprises me.
cons. Eve Myles apparently has cancelled the last 2 or 3
Probably.
con appearances and postponed them, so there will have been more
Right.
demand for her. But on the Saturday, they were literally next to each other, and it was sad in a little way seeing such a massive queue for Eve, and Gareth would just kind of sit there
Chilling.
twiddling his thumbs a little bit. So I wanted to go and chat to him either way. But my mum was going on saying, "Oh, he loved you as Yanto." I showed him Torchwood, probably a bit too young, and he was crying when he died. He was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah." So I had a nice chat with him. He's lovely. He's lovely, Gareth.
I
But yeah,
bet.
so people like him I'd meet again. But most people I'm not going to want to meet more than once for money, for main thing. If there's one doctor I would meet again, it would be Jodie. I think I love her vibe at Comic-Con and I really want to chat to her again, get some
That's
more pictures with her, that kind of thing. I'd love to meet her a second time. But for the other main doctors, I'd like with David. But if David's announced for a con, I'm like, that's great, but it's also a lot of chaos trying to meet him. I've met him the once, leave it for a bit now. Maybe that in the future. But maybe next Comic-Con now we'll just go one day. We might not need to go both days. We'll see.
We will see.
we
We
will.
will see.
But that is London Comic Con. No, it's not. It's the next one in February-ish, I think. We'll see who they get. If they get Matt Smith, that might be the next con. If we can afford it. Can't really afford it, to be honest. But there you go, Crispy. So what are your closing thoughts on my Comic Con stories?
My closing thoughts is that I'm glad you were able to do that. I think the main takeaway from this episode is that your mum is incredible.
She is. We knew this already, though.
Oh, it's not new information, Troy, at all.
It is not new
But this is just proof in the pudding. Absolutely. That's my
Exactly.
closing thoughts. That's my closing
There you go.
thoughts.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to episode 38 of Who's There Doctor Who podcast. Troy met Christopher Eccleston. Next week, Crispy, it's crossover time.
Oh, what?
It's crossover.
An ambitious
It's crossover
crossover
time.
episode?
As you guys know, recently I appeared on the 50% Doctor Who podcast. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go do that. They're very nice
Absolutely.
lads. But we are collaborating. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out specifically, but we're going to try and record a 2-hour podcast and split it between our shows.
Are we?
I don't know who's doing. That's the plan, isn't it? I told you this, didn't I?
Did you tell them that?
Yeah. I think it was partially
cool.
their idea. They pitched it more as an Arrowverse style
sick.
thing, like where it's like, you know, yeah.
Arrowverse.
So we're going to be talking
cool.
about more Doctor Who hot takes. So Crispy's done a tweet recently. If you've got any hot takes, Spotify comments section, YouTube comments, give us your Doctor Who hot takes. We're going to try and record it as 2-hour episodes where we don't use the same hot takes, we overlap into each other's episodes. We'll probably be the first hour recording because we're the big boys, you know. We'll take the lead. We'll guide them. We're the big names of the community now, you know. We're the big podcast, you know.
I'm the big name in the community. We're not just starting out, mate. 10 years.
Do the outro now.
10 years it took to.
You know what?
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
You sit on your egotistical little throne. I was going to talk about what else we had coming. You know, what was coming the week after Christmas to remind everyone.
No one needs to know. No one needs to know.
Everyone's just.
No, it's going to be fun.
By your ego.
It's Christmas time. Sorry. That was a bit of an ego trip. I should be better. But I'm not. Am I, Troy?
No. Do the outro, Crispy.
All right.
This episode to end with me upset with you.
No. Don't. Please. No. No, please. Thank you everyone for listening to another episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. You know where to find us. We are on every good audio platform. And of course, you can find us on YouTube. Next week, talking to 50%, doing some hot takes. It's going to be very, very fun. So, as always, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Troy.
You butchered that. I don't
know. I don't know what that bit is. I don't know what that bit is.
It's goodbye from Richard, goodbye, and it's goodbye from me, goodbye.
Oh,
Which, by the way, Richard Osman has just married Ingrid Oliver.
Oh, that's good.
They got married. That was very cool.
Very exciting.
Sign on.
Shout out.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. See you all next Saturday. I'll jump in because I clearly need to do the outro because you're incapable. Next Saturday. Sorry, no. Next Saturday, episode 39 of the podcast, where we do Hot Takes Part 2 with the 50% Doctor Who podcast lads. And then the week after, the final episode of 2022 for Who's There Doctor Who podcast, episode 40, the best festive specials, which will be live streamed on Thursday, the 22nd of December. Mark your calendars, baby. It's going to be a good one. Thank you very much for hanging out. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you all next time in the show where two YouTubers get together and talk about Doctor Who. So until then, see you all next weekend. And Allons-y, baby.
Allons-y, baby.